see that all commissioners were present. The minutes were emailed and mailed to you. Do you need additional corrections or a motion to approve?
Move to approve.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Minutes are approved. We need to consider nominations for a new commissioner term beginning January 1, 2012. I recognize Commissioner Jones, who's chairman of the nominating committee.
Thank you. First, let me thank Eston Williams and Joe Cannell, who served on the nominating committee with me, and also Chair Robinson, who sat in on all of our meetings. We met this morning to conclude this year's work, which really started, I guess, in January of this year when the application went online. I won't bore everyone with all the details, but it was a fairly typical process: advertisements in the News Sentinel, screening of applications, interviewing certain people. And at our meeting this morning, we have 5 recommendations to the board. I guess the board will get a ballot here in a second, which will have every applicant's name on it. But the 5 persons that we recommend that the board pass on to the mayor are Celeste Herbert, David Long, Clarence Risen, Tammy White, and Tim Young. And I suppose, unless anyone has any questions, we'll ask that the secretary distribute ballots.
Commissioners, as Commissioner Jones just mentioned, all of the candidates that submitted applications are included on the ballot. And if you would please select up to a maximum of 5 candidates, you can select from the committee's recommendation. You can select from any of the other candidates listed on the ballot, or if you so wish, you can have a write-in candidate as well. And also, please sign your ballots.
And I've written my name under my signature since my signature is so legible. Is this your first election?
This is my first
Are you very nervous?
official.
Are you nervous? A little. You look a little nervous.
Did somebody forget the ballots?
Pass it to you.
Did you write your name?
I did. I don't have to be criticized.
Okay, we'll wait a moment on the tally.
Chair Robinson, the 5 candidates that received the majority of the votes are as follows: Celeste Herbert, David Long, Clarence Risen, Tammy White, and Tim Young.
Okay, so these 5 names will be submitted to the mayor, who will select one to nominate city council. Nominating committee, thank you very much for your work conducting your process this year. We're going to move right along to some more official business of the day. We have 2 resolutions, 1251 and 1252. Both are requesting authorization for condemnation of easements related to gas line. One's a gas line improvement project in the Rutledge Pike area, and the other is a wastewater improvement project in the Amherst Road area. There's 2 resolutions. We will have one presentation and then a separate roll call vote on each.
And I will simply recognize Julie Childers to give you the background on this project. Today I'd like to present resolutions 1251 and 1252 that are related to condemnation authority for 5 easements. The first project is a Century 2 project. You may recall that for Century 2 gas, we're interested in replacing all of our cast iron and ductile iron pipe within the next several years. Right now we're looking at a rate of about 8 miles a year. This particular project will replace 2 miles of that in a single project. We are replacing some 4-inch and 6-inch cast iron main, excuse me, with 8-inch main. And the project, as you can see on this map here, consists of properties there are 20 total properties, and we've obtained easements on all the properties shown in blue, which there's 18 total that we've already obtained easements on. The 2 remaining properties that we have, Right here, this is a convenience market, and we're going across just the corner of that property there. Then the other property is Peterbilt Trucking, and the easement will go across the front parking lot there. We had several months of easement negotiation with these two property owners. It had stalled somewhat in the last week or so. We've had some positive movement, but we don't have signatures yet, so we've concluded that on this presentation today. Any questions on this one before I go to the next one?
Is it just about money?
Not necessarily. Mainly Peterbilt was concerned about how their property would be restored, about pavement restoration in the parking lot. So we've given them some assurances about how that will be conducted, and I think they're moving in a positive direction there.
And these are permanent pipeline easements as
Yeah.
opposed to construction or,
That's right. There will be permanent easements as well as temporary construction easements that'll go away when the project's
and there
over.
are existing easements for the existing line or,
We're relocating someone, some of it's already within the road right of way, and so some of the existing line does not have easements on it right now. But we had to relocate further away from that existing line and put in the new one. The next project is the Amherst wastewater improvements. This project consists of relocating an existing pump station to an area that's a little higher up on a hill. The existing pump station tends to flood during heavy rainfall. In order to do this, we also have to install about 1,000 feet of 8-inch gravity line as well. As you can see on the map, there are 4 properties involved. The one in blue is one we've already obtained an easement on. The remaining 3 properties are all owned by the same partnership, which is Rodnell and Smith. The area is zoned industrial, and most of the properties around there are industrial in nature. What we plan on doing is the existing line, which is shown in green, comes down the hill to the pump station, and from the other direction, another line comes in to the pump station, and then the flow is pumped out along this force main out to the rest of the system. What we plan on doing to replace this pump station is to basically install a new line beginning here, parallel to the existing sewer line, go north to a new location. And this new location will be more easily accessed for our maintenance trucks and will provide better protection against flooding as well. Once we're finished with the project, there is an existing easement on this existing sewer line that we'll be able to abandon. And so what that will enable the property owner to do would be have a greater area to build on if they ever decide to do so. Right now, the properties are all 3 vacant. Any questions on that?
Is this a part of the PACE 10 program, or is this ancillary to it? It is.
It is a PACE 10 project.
Okay,
That's right. We'll be upgrading the capacity of that pump station along with the relocation. So in summary, these 2 resolutions allow for condemnation authority on 5 parcels within these 2 projects. We will continue to negotiate with the property owners as long as we're able to make some progress in that direction. And we are going to be ready to begin construction on these projects when we have the easements obtained.
any other questions?
I move we approve. Do we have to do these separately, Bill?
Yeah, first will be resolution 1251, which is the Rutledge pipe.
Move we adopt resolution 1251.
Second.
All right, we have a motion and a second. Any public comment on this resolution? So we'll have a roll call vote from Ms. Cole.
Commissioner Anderson.
Aye.
Commissioner Cannell.
Aye.
Commissioner Jones.
Aye.
Commissioner Robinson.
Aye.
Commissioner Simmons.
Aye.
Commissioner Thompson.
Aye.
Commissioner Williams. All right, resolution 1251 is passed.
Okay, 1252 is the Amherst Road area.
Move we adopt 1252.
Second.
All in favor? Oh, excuse me, we have a motion second. Any questions? Okay, Mr. Coley?
Commissioner Anderson.
Aye.
Commissioner Cannell.
Aye.
Commissioner Jones.
Aye.
Commissioner Robinson.
Aye.
Commissioner Simmons.
Aye.
Commissioner Thompson.
Aye.
Commissioner Williams.
Aye.
Resolution 1252 is passed.
Okay, go with our president's report.
Yes, I'm pleased to share with you this morning that the wastewater facilities has received some awards, and I've asked Ted Tyree, the manager of plants, to come and share information with you about that, but to also broaden his presentation to cover all of our water and wastewater plants, just giving you an update on how all those facilities are functioning.
Thank you, Mr. Hutchins.
Commissioners, it's my pleasure to be here today to update you on KUB's water and wastewater plants. I think you probably know we have 5 facilities that we operate and maintain. The first one, the Mark B. Whitaker facility, is our only drinking water facility. It's located on Riverside Drive, less than a mile from here. Sits between Riverside and Fort Loudon Lake. The next 4 are our wastewater facilities. The Kauai facility is located on Nayland Drive. It's by far the most visible of all the 4 wastewater plants. The Fourth Creek plant is located west. It's the one that's right adjacent to Lakeshore Park on Lions Bend. The Loves Creek plant is east, just east of Holston Hills community. Sits, if you're coming back in on I-40 westbound and look to your right when you cross the Holston River, that's the Loves Creek plant. And then by far the smallest is our East Bridge facility. It's located in Mascot, Tennessee. Serves primarily the East Bridge Industrial Park and the surrounding residential area. So that's our 5 plants. One of the operational efficiencies that we made, it dates back to the 90s, was we decided to combine the treatment plants into one functional work group. And that has been a sound decision, in part because there are similarities, quite a few similarities between a water facility and a wastewater facility. The fact that they're never really offline. They're 24/7 operations. The 2 largest facilities, the Mark B. Whitaker, sometimes I'll refer to it as MBW, and Kauai, are staffed 24/7, 365. So there's always personnel there. The other 3 facilities are manned a few hours each day, but they're primarily monitored remotely through our SCADA system, supervisory control and data acquisition. One of the other commonalities is that they are comprehensively regulated. You've heard us talk about water and wastewater regulations, and the treatment plants are no exception to that. Very heavily regulated at both the federal level by EPA and at the state level through TDEC. One of the regulatory requirements is that the people that operate those plants, the operator in charge, has to be a licensed operator. And our facilities require a grade 4 operator's license, which is the largest of the grades within the state of Tennessee. Now, before an operator can sit for a grade 4 licensing exam, they have to have worked at a grade 4 facility for 5 years. So it's a stringent requirement, but it's a good requirement. It assures that the folks that work there and operate are well qualified and well trained. Another thing that's unique about all these facilities is that they are very much industrial facilities. It's an industrial complex, and there's thousands of pieces of equipment. So it does require pretty intensive capital investment, whether it's water or wastewater treatment. Commissioners often call the Mark B. Whitaker water plant probably the best kept secret in Knoxville, because most people don't know where it is. It is a beautiful facility from an architectural standpoint. But of equal importance to me is that it is beautiful from a functional standpoint as well. It works very well. That top bullet there is one that we are immensely proud of. MBW has always met or exceeded all federal and state water quality standards. And it's been in continuous service since 1927. I can't think of another resource in our community that has served that long, that continuously, without fail. The picture on the left is during construction back in 1927 before it went online. And the picture at the right is what it looks like today. Over the years, it's obviously grown since it was built in the roaring 20s. In many ways, even though it is an older facility, it's state-of-the-art in terms of its communication technology and monitoring ability. And it has been continuously upgraded since 1927. And as you can see the numbers on the bottom right, we still have sufficient excess capacity to handle pretty much anything that comes our way. Some of those capital improvements that we've made at MBW over the last few years, in fact, one of them is underway now, is we're in the process of finishing up a second 4 million gallon clear well. And I'll talk a little bit more about that in just a second. Here in the next couple of years, we'll be constructing a new low-service pump station, and I'll speak to that as well. A little farther out, we're looking at upgrading our disinfection equipment and process in about 4 or 5 years. And then in fiscal years 18 and 19, we'll add backup emergency generators at the MBW facility. It's about $20 million total investment on those projects.